to here, if the lights were red, you know, and both lanes were blocked, I'd just sit behind this grey car, probably about where I am now.
They sit back at quite a distance as well.
Yeah. So I look all the way, scan back, and then look behind.
Okay. Thank you. Drive up when you're ready. Hiya guys, welcome back to Clearview Driving. My name is Aman, and today I'm doing a mock test with Matt.
Hello.
Who is a firefighter. Now, if you haven't seen the video already, I'm going to link it up here. These are some questions that we had on how to deal with blue lights with someone who is a, how would you say it?
Blue light train driver.
With someone who is blue light trained. So yeah, if you have any questions, do let us know. We'll answer some more if you've got any, but we've answered all the typical questions on how to deal with red lights, bus lanes, cameras and things like that. So watch that video. But yeah, now we're gonna see if Matt wants to do another driving test after 20 years of having a license. After 20 years of having a license, would you pass your driving test? How do you feel about this before we get into it?
Nervous, but only because that I'm being watched.
Yeah.
I'm confident in sort of getting from A to B, but it's whether all the observations are still there and things like that. So
just do what you normally would do. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to ask you a quick question about your vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Could you tell me, how do you check your brakes are working before starting your journey?
So there's a couple of ways. You can pump the brake with the engine both on and off, just to make sure that the pedal's not squishy or firm or feels, you know, goes all the way to the floor. And you can check for any error messages on your dash.
Perfect, sounds good. So for anyone that's new to the channel, don't forget to like the video, comment down below if you have any questions or anything. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and select that bell icon so that you get a notification every time that I upload. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So when you're ready, Matt, I'd like you to start the engine and we're going to exit the car park to the right.
We're on.
You can just press OK to get rid of the message.
Alright, cool. Alright, there we go.
Brilliant.
I didn't ask you about the handbrake. Is that down here?
It's there, yeah. Just pull to turn off and then push to turn it on.
Okay, cool.
So we're just going to exit straight out that way. So you don't normally drive a manual car?
No. I was saying to Aman, I've actually got an electric car, and all the fire trucks are automatic. So I do have a manual car, but it's literally for the nursery run maybe once a week, and even that's only 2 miles.
All right, so we're going to go left out of here and then right at the roundabout. Third exit, please.
Okay.
So we're taking the third, yeah? You okay there? Oh, you were going to go forward.
I thought about it.
The fire trucks probably have a hard time getting down this road.
So if we have something on Kew Bridge, I don't go this way. I would rather go all the way down to Kew Road, or we can go down the other way.
Because I can imagine you'd get stuck.
All you need is a bus to come the other way.
Oh yeah, that's it. I didn't even think of buses, I just thought if there's like 2 or 3 cars, that's it, you're done.
Yeah, you can deal with that. It's the buses. always find it difficult after a shift to adjust from being up really high to being to being in a car.
Yeah, because you guys really can, you can see the whole thing in the distance.
It sometimes takes a mile or two to sort of go back into car mode.
Driving along roads like this, you want to make sure you're planning well in advance and looking at all the space available in case of a meeting situation. Matt is aware of his surroundings and is regularly checking his mirrors, but mainly looking out for large vehicles along this road, as this road is fairly narrow.
Because these roads can be a challenge when a lorry or a bus turns on.
Just like that, yeah. But there's a bus stop, so I'm hoping that the bus goes into the bus stop there.
There you go, good planning.
Yeah, I think that's one part of the driving that the blue light course has taught me, is to plan and way down the road. So I'm looking at where that van's going, and that will sort of give me an idea of if they suddenly stop, that it gets narrower, for example.
Yeah, that pinch point comes in quite sudden,
Yeah,
doesn't
it does.
Because at first the road's only wide enough for one, and then it gets really wide and then pinches in again.
Someone on their phone, you never know.
The test is only really 40 minutes.
Okay.
The driving part is only really about half an hour. So most people say, oh wow, the test was really short, I didn't
Maybe it
realise.
just felt quick.
Yeah, that's it, most people say that.
Whereas the blue light test, that's, you do a series of, you go on the blue lights, you come off the blue lights. You go on the blue lights, you come off the blue lights. It's sort of like a whole afternoon of...
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's really intense.
But I suppose it's got to be with the kind of pressures you guys have to deal with.
Exactly, and you never know when something's going to come in. You could be driving back from an incident, and then you pick up one straight away. And knowing where you're going. So we've got a big map of Richmond, and we have to know,
you gotta really know
most of it, and we have to be anywhere in Richmond or Kew within 6 minutes.
Oh,
so
wow.
we don't rush, but at the same time, we do have like standards that we need to meet. Also takes me a while to get used to having a rear view mirror again. So obviously on the truck you've only got the wing mirrors.
I've had that when I've done lessons for like van drivers and stuff.
Okay.
On this kind of junction here, if I had an emergency vehicle behind me and then at the other side of the road is clogged up, it would feel quite stressful.
Yes. Yeah, so what we ideally want is for people to stop here, because sometimes we're on the wrong side of the road, but we need to go left.
Oh yeah.
But again, it's down to the person driving.
That's good there, you're looking right the way into
Yeah,
the
I saw the bus and I was just seeing what was the other side of the bus. Because the last thing you want is to commit and then get stuck on a box.
Okay.
I was going to go around the bus and the van driver was having none of it, so I thought the best thing was just to stay where I was. Yeah, this is probably the biggest pinch point of our whole ground, over Kew Bridge down to this roundabout. I think, like we said in the other video, we can use this bus lane, but we wouldn't expect someone else to go in it.
everyone just always tries to get out of the way, and they always think,
Yes.
oh no, bus lane, pavement, something. They just try and stay off the road. But yeah, I've noticed when it comes to dealing with any blue lights, most of them are quite nice, where they, when you're in a situation where you can't get through, they'll just turn off the lights and be patient behind you.
Exactly. So coming up to here, if the lights were red, you know, and both lanes were blocked, I'd just sit behind this grey car, probably about where I am now.
They sit back at quite a distance as well.
Yeah.
We're going to be taking the second exit towards Wembley and Ealing.
Okay.
But I know there have been scenarios where the learner feels very pressured with the blue lights behind.
Yes.
Or even when I've been with my friends driving, they feel pressured to go forward because the sirens are still on.
Yes, and that can be that the driver's forgotten to turn them off, because in the heat of the situation it is sometimes easy just to sort of, you're trying to think about what you're doing, and you sort of go a little bit deaf to what's going on because you're using your sight so much.
Oh yeah.
You know how they talk about other senses like potentially disappearing or being, because you're using sight so much, your ears go.
Are on the whole time, so it just becomes background noise for you guys.
Exactly.
As well.
So it could be that. It's a classic example of it there. I was trying to talk while I was driving and nothing came out.
It's on the left side, yeah, twist there.
So this used to be double white lines, but it's now, because I've been over here a few times and turned the tones off, but I think they've made it dotted lines now.
At the traffic lights, turn right please.
Okay.
Yeah, because you guys have to heavily rely on the side mirrors.
Yes. Yeah, and we have blind spot mirrors, so we have a main mirror and then a blind spot mirror that shows us more sort of the bottom of the truck, or the sort of bottom half of the side, if that makes sense. But there's things I do in the truck that I do in the car, so if I turn right here, you might see me look in that mirror, which seems really counterproductive because I'm looking for the tail swing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Because obviously on a car it's not so bad, but on a truck, what you don't realise, you know, if you are turning right, the back half of your truck's turning left, and it is easy to brush things.
No, I've seen that on the go on the roads. In the theory test, they really focus on making sure that whenever you've got any large vehicles in front, not to get too close, not to go alongside them, especially when they're straddling the two lanes. Stay back. It has a hold.
Ah, okay. That's quite good. I like that. Yeah, there are still quite a lot of people who do fly down the left side, which is why it's, you know, it's important that, you know, you have a look in your left mirror in the truck, because it's, some people are just very busy and have all these places to be.
It's like that cyclist coming through a red light.
Yeah, exactly. Made the right decision in the end.
Yeah. So how far would you be looking if you were in your truck right now?
So I can see that grey lorry turning right now.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I just had to pause at this point because I could not believe how far down the road Matt was actually looking. He noticed this lorry in the distance who was indicating right to make this turn. I had noticed the lorry, but I did not notice their signal.
So how far would you be looking if you were in your truck right now?
So I can see that grey lorry turning right now.
Oh, wow.
And then, so I look all the way, scan back, and then look behind.
Okay.
And then go back to that red truck that's just turned right, and then scan all the way back to what's behind, whether that's a mirror check or...
You know, most drivers wouldn't look that far.
It's,
but I suppose
I didn't. It's only by doing an advanced course where
we're going to go right at that roundabout, okay?
No worries. At higher speed, you know, in a blue light situation, you do need to be looking much further down the road because things come very quickly. Obviously, the higher the speed you're doing. Oh, potholes.
As Matt starts this right turn at the roundabout, he swings towards the left to avoid going over the roundabout. The reason for this is because he's used to driving a large truck and they usually take up 2 lanes to make a turn like this. He did check his mirrors towards the left, but you want to avoid doing this in a car.
Yeah, so with my learners, I always tell them to scan up the road, then scan side to side, getting closer to your
brilliant.
car.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because if anything's going to happen, it's what's right close to you.
That's right, yeah. So that lady's in the road. Yeah. And after that, yeah. Oh, what's that to get us today? This is what you need to, you know, you need to expect. There's a lot more of these delivery people with,
these guys
with
are
bicycles.
ruthless.
And they're on a schedule.
Yeah. Have you been there before?
I've been to an incident here, and we got stuck between the crossings.
Oh
And
no!
there were some trucks that were trying to get from this direction that couldn't go over this one. There was one truck in the middle. It was,
wow.
yeah. Level crossings are a bit of a nemesis.
Yeah.
Is there going to be 1 train or 2 trains?
Oh, there you go.
1 train. What's that? Leans.
Because you get a lot of roads like these. Would you travel down these kind of roads, or?
If we had to, then obviously we would. If we knew that there was a slightly better way, we might go.
So you probably stick to the main arteries, and then
Yes.
you have your ways
That's
through.
right, yeah. Obviously, you've got to be really mindful of road closures, width restrictions. So there is a sat nav on the truck,
Yeah.
but we obviously we don't follow it. You know, we have to rely on local knowledge.
Oh wow. I thought there'll be kind of a database that you guys are generally always updated with.
Yeah, so we do get stuff through from TfL and from, you know, the council about road closures, and then we have to remember it, especially like 2, 3 in the morning. Oh, that road's closed. Or someone will usually draw a line on the map.
And then right at this roundabout.
On approach to this next zebra crossing, the left-hand side of the crossing is obstructed with the scaffolding. Always slow down to scan, and Matt does scan the left side as there was a pedestrian present.
This is a good one, just because your light's green. Always look, because there might be someone coming through a red light on blue lights.
Oh,
They
yeah.
should slow down to walking speed, but there are videos of blue light drivers getting that slightly wrong, so it's always worth just that extra little look.
Because that entrance is quite tight where we went through. A lot of the times I've seen lorries and vans even, like you said, swing out, making that right turn.
Yeah.
Left at this roundabout, please.
Left, okay.
And then turn right.
Okay. Fire station.
And then take the road on your right, please.
Road on the right.
And if you could pull in and park up on the left, just behind that grey car, but don't worry about the driveways on this occasion. Just kind of in that space over there will be fine. That'll be fine there. Yeah, that's fine, thank you. Okay Matt, what we're going to do now, using the vehicle in front, I'd like you to demonstrate how you would carry out the parallel park exercise.
Okay.
So start alongside the vehicle in the road,
Yep.
then reverse back and finish within 2 car lengths, and try not to go on the pavement or even on the drives.
Okay.
Okay?
I should try my best. Right, so ready? Ah.
Thank you. Drive up when you're ready.
That was the manoeuvre I got on my driving test 20 years ago, and I nearly brushed the curb.
Turn right, please.
What's this guy doing?
This junction has a really close view, so you have to lean forward to look both ways, but also sit back so that you can see behind the windscreen pillars, which Matt does really well.
So how are you when you're driving with your partner? Are you able to sit in silence and just kind of chill back?
Yeah, you normally have some music on, or we'll be chatting about childcare or when the next nap or meal time is.
I meant in the sense of they're driving.
I thought you meant what do we talk about when we're driving?
I mean in the sense of they're driving, you know.
No, do
she's
you
a good
know what?
driver.
Most of the time, most of the time I'm in the back.
So you're going straight on.
Yeah, no, she's a really good driver. She, when we first met, driving used to scare me a little bit. She was very fast, but since we got an electric car, and I pointed out like there's an efficiency dial on the dash, she tries to get the highest efficiency.
Oh, nice.
So
go right from here, please.
Indirectly, that slowed her right down and made her a much, I'm not going to say safer, but more considerate driver to passengers.
I've done that with my students in the past, where I tell them, look, this is how you can look at your efficiency for the last 2 hours, and then they start to treat it like a game, trying to get the best number.
I think we both do it, and going on the course made me a much more like considerate driver, and just thinking that little bit further ahead.
No, I'm quite amazed at kind of, when you were driving, you were looking right the way up until the roundabout where the lorry was actually indicating to turn. I was like, wow,
I sometimes point things out, on a motorway. I'll see the brake lights in the distance and think, right, that's going to back up. Whereas sometimes, you're in a car with other people and you can tell they're just looking at the car in front on the motorway, and then it brakes and they brake, and it brakes and they brake, and you think, I saw that coming. But it's just training your brain to look not at what you're doing, but at what you're going to do, if that makes sense.
But not
two
just
moves ahead.
Yeah, that's it. I was going to say, not 1 or 2 steps. You're looking right the way.
And
the further you can see, the better.
It is hard, and it is tiring, and it is, it does take a lot out of you. But if you can just do it a little bit. Right, what's going to happen here with these lights? Are you going to come towards me at the same time? Yes. Am I going to sit in the box? No. You can beep at me, but I'm not going to sit in a box.
Are we not allowed to go in the yellow box?
I didn't think we were allowed to stop in it. Some of them have cameras on them. I know that I've been. I've been done by a few. Right, are you going to come towards me at the same time? Yes. Am I going to sit in the box? No. You can beep at me, but I'm not going to sit in a box.
Are we not allowed to go in the yellow box?
I don't think we're allowed to stop in it. Some of them have cameras on them. I know that I've been done by a few. Oh, that's genuinely, that's a new one to me.
Sound right.
Okay.
We're allowed to go in the yellow box.
Oh, because some of them have cameras in them, and you know, you hear horror stories of people sitting in them and getting a ticket. Oh, that's my bad.
We're going to turn right and then left.
Okay.
Once we're in, we're going to be making a right turn on the roundabout, which is the 4th exit to the 316.
Don't assume, don't assume, don't assume. Yeah. And go over Chiswick Bridge.
Yeah.
And then come to it from this side.
Yeah. But you go into Hammersmith is what I mean.
Oh, I see. Very rarely.
Because then that means having to go through this roundabout.
Ah, yeah. This is a notorious roundabout. So this one and the A4 roundabout near where Brentford is. I think we went over that roundabout.
We did,
over Kew Bridge. Those are the two real sort of pinch points. There we go.
Yeah,
Prime
see
example.
what I mean? They're going to be
Just
stuck
hanging back,
there for some
hands off.
time.
Perfectly done.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be
A little while. They can get through. Alright, so that is the end of your driving test. How was your drive?
Yeah, I think it was okay. I know there's things that after nearly 20 years I get complacent with and maybe need to do more of. There's a few times I will hold my hands up and say that I was maybe doing 22 or 23 in a 20 zone.
I saw that happen like twice.
But I noticed
brief.
it, and and it's one of those things that, you know, you drive for so long, and it's not an excuse, but you know, these sort of bad habits creep in. But yeah, I try to rectify it.
Okay, so I'm going to be brutally honest.
Yeah, please do.
Okay, it was a really good drive.
Okay.
You know what you're doing. You are very alert. You look right the way down. Mirrors, nothing, no issues there at all. You're really alert of your surroundings, and right with your job. You plan what's going on ahead. It's great. There was one thing though, which really I didn't expect a serious fault. I got one.
Oh, okay.
I got
Was
one.
it pulling out of that junction behind the car?
No, it
Because
was.
the car moved and I moved and then the car stopped.
It was the yellow box.
Yeah, that's a real learning point for me, to be fair.
Because you sat there and you said, I'm not going to go forward, he can keep hitting me, and he kept getting frustrated.
That is a genuine learning point for me. There's a few around here that have cameras, there's a few that I genuinely didn't.
So the rule is, with yellow box junctions, you want to make sure where you're going is clear.
Right, okay.
So where we were going, there was space.
Clear, okay, fine.
And yes, we're going to be sitting in the yellow box, but we're only sitting in the yellow box for the traffic in front.
Okay.
And as soon as they clear, we can turn. So that's the plan, the idea. Okay, so what we should do there is lights go green, we go forward, we sit, the cab can then get through, and if somebody else wants to turn in, they come in behind. So usually 2 cars can fit in the yellow box.
Gotcha.
And now the third one will sit behind at the line.
Right.
And if the traffic behind can't get through because of the third one or whatever, then that doesn't matter. That's not our concern.
Okay, that does make sense now. Yeah.
So yeah, if we were going left or straight, there's no point of us going, because where we're going, we're going to be backing onto the yellow box, which is when you would get a ticket.
Gotcha.
But if you were making a right turn and now you're waiting for that right turn, that's fine. You did that earlier, completely fine. You waited in, well, we kind of moved through that one, so that's why.
Yeah, I don't know why that catches me out. It's
that was the only one.
That makes sense.
Besides that, there was only one point that I was thinking, yes, this possibly go down as a minor. You know when we made that right turn by Acton Town Station, where we were talking about the grey lorry indicating right, red lorry turning.
And then we went to the roundabout.
And then we got to the roundabout. Now you were in the right-hand lane, but as you've gone forward, as you know, the roads in London are quite tight.
Did I move over to the left?
You did.
Okay.
But you did check. You did check, and there was a car, but they're slightly further back. But I would normally advise learners to go, okay, well, there's 2 lanes, and you've got to think about how those 2 carry on.
I think maybe I was too conscious of going round the roundabout rather than using some of the roundabout.
But I think at that point, what I was thinking about is you would definitely, in your truck, you would not try and you'd rather just go round, because you take up that space, which is probably why you did that. Yeah. But overall, honestly, really nice drive.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, and a lesson learned.
That's it. Sorry, what did you say at the end then?
Train to 100%.
Oh yeah.
So rather than sort of like train to the pass mark, which might be 80, train to 100. That's it.
Push for
excellence.
Yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for the drive. It was really nice, honestly. I was really happy with how you were driving, and I think I've even learnt some things from you today about really looking right the way in the distance. I do, but I don't think I look as far as you look. So I will take that on board as well. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this mock test, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you think of Matt's driving, and don't forget to subscribe and select the bell icon. And that's the end of today's video. Bye, guys.